Yo, what's up? How you doing, guys? I'm in the city. I was going to make this one HD. I thought I was going to make this video in HD, but I decided not to because I'm just trying to get this uploaded quick. Yeah, I hope you're okay, guys. Just thought I'd do a quick video on the go, you know, out and about on the go, getting the views and stuff. It's a bit windy, as I say, it is a bit windy. Just thought I'd do a quick video for you guys, okay? Basically, you know, the other day I saw I mean, there's a lot of negative stuff online. You'll see a lot of negative stuff online. I'll say that, right? That shows basically this world, and whether it be the fake stuff or the real stuff, still, you know, if it's negative, it's negative. You know what I mean? If it's negative, it's negative. So, you know what I mean? If you see like a load of fake stuff online, like lying stuff, propaganda, whatever it is, and it's all just fake crap, brainwashing stuff, then that's bad, right? The same as all the real bad stuff that's going on. I'm saying people are people, you know what I mean? People make this world, you know? So there's positivity, there's negativity. If you focus on negativity too much, get the views, yo. And, you know, I'm saying that, yeah, you know, if you focus on negativity too much, then of course it's going to be bad. It's, you know, it's no good for you, is it? It's no good for you. So the thing is, you know, I say, but I see videos online about, you know, all the terrible violence going on in the world and in general, violence in general. I mean, see that all the time. But not only that, but also like brainwashing propaganda that causes people to be violent. And when you're talking about not only influencing young kids, but like literally brainwashing and driving ideas into kids, that's a bad thing too. And you know, you see these young children of war, like these children who are like made to like think a certain way, you know, and they're basically made to think a certain way, as I say. So, you know, you get these kids, as I say, that get brought into it and dragged into it, and they try to, you know, brainwash these kids and that, and then you hear like kids saying that they wish death, or they're gonna slaughter people, and they're gonna wish death on people and bring death to people, and they're gonna fight the war, and basically, and a lot of times they, you know, you get that child soldiers also, which is like awful. You get child soldiers also, don't you? Like, you know, children of war. You see young kids going around with guns. But when you see like the result, when you see violence and when you see the hatred, I mean, can you say a child actually understands that? I mean, a child's emotions are different, because you know what? This is the thing about human psychology, right? You got emotion, and then you got bicycle going down. What the fuck? No. I can't remember. But no, you got emotion, right? In human beings, there's emotion, and you say because of your emotions, it might affect you psychologically. But then you might also say that you know, like the psychology is what's giving you the emotion, the ideas. And that's what I'm trying to say here. Like, whether you're filled with love or you're filled with hate for a person or people or an idea or a country or whatever it is, whether you're filled with love or you're filled with hate, a lot of times that's based on your understanding, your rationality, your understanding, like, or the information you have in your mind, the picture, how you perceive reality around you. And another thing you've got to remember is, you know, most people, when you talk about reality, the only reality that most people know is shadow. Just joking, Tommy Shadow. That's my shadow, Tommy Shads. What's up? Salute. Leading the way. If you see your shadow, you know you're in the light. I'm just saying that really, a lot of people, most people, the reality for most people is, you know, society. They think society, you know? Society and all the stuff that's going on in society. So like, whatever's going on in society right now, whatever the public are doing, you know, well, that's what they see around them. That is the reality. It doesn't go further than that. Literally, it doesn't go before that. All they do is they do that, you know. So they're thinking about their money, they talk about their politics, whatever they're talking about, and all that stuff. But they don't really understand what is actually really truly going on in nature and reality. So I may be talking about, might seem like I'm talking rubbish again, but what I'm trying to say is their whole picture, their perceptions of reality are twisted already, and you know, and their whole, the way they're thinking has been like crafted. What's the word? Their minds have been shaped by what they've had to experience, what's going on around them, and what they see as reality. So when you get like, same as like young children growing up, if young children are growing up in a household or growing up in a part of a society where, a part of the world, let's say, where people are literally, let's say, very, very racist or very religious or whatever, any kind of idea, good or bad ideas, but whatever ideas, racist or religious or hateful or loving towards or accepting of a certain idea, whatever it is, you're just going to see that across all cultures, you know. The kids just pick that up as the norm. So what I'm saying is, when you talk about children, it's a bit windy as I say, when you talk about children, it's a bit different to, it's very different to adults, you know, because children, you know, if you are, you might say about a child's love or a child's hatred, you know, you say, well, they're humans, they've got emotions, you know, and yeah, of course, like, children love their parents, yeah, of course, right? But the thing is, they know that they feel safe there. You know, they're vulnerable without their parents. Their parents do everything for them, and it's more like a fear and a need. And you may say, well, is that really so different for adults as well? You know, adults, because the truth is, it's the same thing. Like you say, for example, let's say you, yeah, anyone, you say you love someone, you love your family or someone, or your lover, or whatever, your lover, right, your partner, right, or you like your best friend, right? Those people, you see, or even just down to the basics, someone you respect or think highly of. There's certain reasons why. There's certain things which make sense to you. Big park on the other side of the road. There's things that make sense in terms of logical, and being an adult a lot of the time, because we've got this awareness of survival, you know what I mean? In terms of like, you know, it might not always be your parents you're relying on, but I've always said that, you know, we're still like relying on each other. We're still relying on some people in some way or another. I don't believe someone can just stand up on their own 2 feet, and unless you're in society, I mean, unless you're literally out in the jungles, literally hunting and all the rest of it. But to live in a society means to live with people anyway, and you're living as part of that hierarchy thing, and there's systems within the system. And the very fact that there's systems within the system and all of that, you know what I mean? It's like, it's all dependent on, every part of the circuitry is, you know, relying on the other one. Otherwise there wouldn't be, it's like a job, you know, so you can see that in a job situation. You wouldn't get anywhere without this one, you know? Oh, you're not trying to say that, so it all fits together like a puzzle, right? So the point is, with people, you know, in society in general, it's the same thing. You know, so I believe that we all like kind of need each other. So there's a need. So I'm not saying that you can't love someone. Me personally, I love my wife. I love my wife, family, and that. You know what I mean? But it's like, you know what I mean? Like, you could easily say that they love someone for their needs. You know. So you might love your lover because they're attractive to the eye and to the touch. You know what I'm trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say? You might love the person because you're having sex with them all the time, you know what I mean? Right? Or you might love someone because they do a lot of things for you, you know? You might like someone or love someone because they do things for you, they satisfy you. They're basically providing a service, whether that's for something in exchange, usually, or whether it's for free, which you might gain a true respect for, value, but it's like still is something you're getting from that person. Like, could you like someone or love someone if you weren't getting anything from them? Could you respect someone? See, and you might say, well, there's people that you're not getting anything from, but you still respect them. Certain people in the world, right? But no, it's usually because you see a higher power in that. Like you see them as some kind of power. You think that some people think that kind of person is like on some level where they're to be respected because they've got some power, some control. So you feel vulnerable, but you want to feel powerful, and you're still disconnected from nature, and you still get distracted from the fact that person is actually still a human being, and you look at it like this person's like, because you see reality as society. I'm not saying you personally. I'm just saying a lot of people just see like society is reality. They don't know true reality. You know what I mean? They don't know true reality. They just know society. They don't know what's nature. They don't understand that. And then the closest you get, a lot of times, is you get three different sides. I say, apart from society, you get people that are philosophers, and philosophy should be a deep thing. Deep, open-minded, clear, good way. It's a wiseness, wisdom from knowledge, studying. But a lot of people twist it and say, oh no, you're just being philosophical. And yeah, I understand if you can talk with words up in the air and it's dreamy, but we're talking about reality. But anyway, I'm just saying, so you've got philosophy though, which is like the thinker, but a lot of people think thinking is different to doing and being, and you're just talking chit chat. But I'm saying about philosophy, you've got philosophical type people, right? And to be honest, if you're realistic, if you're real, realistic and real, then as a philosopher, and you take those philosophies and put them into practical use in life, that should be a wise thing. That should be a good way. But the other two are, as I say, you've got religious or scientists. And then the other ones, these are the ones that are studying something more than just society, I would say. So you've got religious people that look for some truth other than what they're seeing in society, although it's not. They're just their mind's stuck in a subject still. See, subjects practiced by people almost. I'm not going to go too deep with that one. There's a lot of ways a lot of things I can say about that in different ways. I'm not going to do that in this video, but I'm just saying, okay. So you got the religious ones, you got the scientists as well. When that's another whole different thing, it's another thing. But they're trying to find some kind of truth. But the thing is, they're still studying things, And the point is that the human mind is the thing I'm talking about, the human mind. So if we don't understand our emotions and the base of what we are, then what? And it's like, well, you might say, well, scientists are going to the truth. You know what I mean? You say philosophers are going to like deep thought on many subjects. Yes. And you might say scientists, right, are going so deep in reality that they're studying what we're made of, the atoms and the cells we're made of and all that. And then you say the religious people are studying the truth because they're studying the very foundation. We're supposed to come from God or something, coming from God. And all that, underlying that. And then you say, the society, you say, well, that's what's going on around us and the survival, and that's just our immediate thing that us living together in a civilization. So how can I say from these four different subjects, right? You can't get it from the, fully from the parents. You can't get it fully from the kids. You say, okay, then what? Where am I going to get that? The point is, what I'm trying to say is, human beings are always distracted by ideas, and where do they get those ideas from? That's what I'm trying to say. Not to say that those other things have got no truth in them. I'm saying that they get distracted. Their mind is elsewhere. They're not thinking about their mind is not thinking about. I mean, because they're thinking all the time, they're not free. You know what I'm saying? Their mind is not free. You can't see the absolute truth. The truth for most people is what they see around them in society. What people are talking about now. What everybody does. Oh, nobody does that. So it must be wrong. Yeah. That's what they're doing. They're just talking about their money, and they're so busy in their competition, so they're not free. Sorry about the wind. It's been windy in this one. Sorry. I'm just saying, okay, So going back to what I was saying earlier in the video about a moment ago, about the children, for example, yeah. again, so you say like their emotion, you say, when you say like a child's love or a child's hate for something, it's different to an adult, isn't it? It's different, you know what I mean? The point is, the thing is, right, see, this is what they learn from the adults, ignorance, from ignorant adults. They learn to be ignorant. They learn ideas and they're taught and they're told what's wrong or right by the people that shape their lives, feed them, starve them, praise them, punish them, and give them a foundation to do anything, and they've got no control over their world. So they just go where the power is. Sadly, that's the same for adults. Adults also are looking for where the power is, even if it's to do with respect, or like I said, even valuing even people that have no power over them, or people that have no connection with them even, but they still respect certain ideas which relate to power, or to, you know, getting you somewhere in society in the eyes of others. Which doesn't make any sense, because we're all human and all situations are slightly different kinds of circumstances. You can't say that there's one book to teach you how to live. You may say, oh, on the whole there is. No, still not. It's always random, different situations. All situations are different in society. All situations, all people you're meeting up, getting in contact with, connection with. Well, that's the thing, you know. There's never a true bridge. There's never a true acceptance of people, because you've not truly accepted yourself. Is what it is. I'm not saying you. I'm saying a lot of people. You know, most people. There's no honesty there. If there's no honesty there, what the hell? If there's no honesty in you, there's no honesty in that person there. There's a wall. There's not a bridge there. There's a wall there, and there's no hope for like actually making a true good of anything. It doesn't matter what good, nice car you've got. If there's no bridge, you can't get to the other side. You know what I'm saying? So the point I'm trying to say, when it comes to kids, let's say kids, for example, right? Where do they get their idea? When you listen to their words and that. So I think it's like sad when you see these kids that have been brainwashed into like, they're basically people of war in the making. That's what it is. And sometimes they're made to fight even in their childhood ages as well. But I'm saying, when you see these kids, you know, and some children, right? I've had it as well, where you ask some kids what their views are on things, you know, or what they think's right or wrong about something, and they'll turn around and they'll say, because my dad said so, or because my mum said so. You know what I mean? Or why do you believe in that? Or because my mum believes it, because my dad believes it. They won't really know. They won't have their own mind. They've not been. I don't want to say they've not been taught to have their own mind. The problem is the teaching itself. And the problem is, where does teaching come from? They say, some people say everything you know has been taught to you by people around you, some form of like indoctrination, right? Teaching to you. And you turn around and you say no. The thing is, right, some of it hasn't, but what you've had like indirect teaching, but that's sometimes more direct. You being in the situation, in this environment, where this information is constantly around you. It's like you know, like trends and stuff. Trends, how things change through the time, and obviously different trends, different habits of people, and generations are different, right? Plus technology and all of that. Okay, so you know the way the world's at a different place now than it was, let's say, in the 60s. It's totally different, right? So the people are going to be looking at, you know, the young people now are going to be totally seeing it totally different, right? My point is, what I'm trying to say is, it's scary, like how some young people, they don't even know. I mean, how disconnected they are from reality, true reality and nature, just basic stuff. They're getting dragged so far away from the truth. Their minds are just, yeah, like, let's look at it, okay? What I've seen is I've seen a trend, right? I might be kind of like rough in what I'm saying here, I don't know perfectly, but I'll say this, right? I've seen a kind of trend in certain rich parts of the world. The young people are brainwashed in a different way, right? They're brainwashed where it's like the technology and all that, and just they're just stuck on that, and it's all like the image and ego and all that. That's what it is, right? Fancy, goddamn, got it all, you know it all, you know what I mean, sort of thing, attitude. Had it cushy, right? But then in other parts of the world, which are like poor and run down, or controlled by someone who's got money and power and weapons or whatever, that's what you see. You see a lot of times people wanting to fight, and you get the young people like basically brought into war mentality and just hate. Not always, but I'm saying, yeah. So I'm stopping this one, I can get my bus now, yeah? Talk to you later.